Are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights, cameras. Hit me. This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Welcome, jamming to some good music on there, bringing us to 17 minutes past 9 right here on Plus 89.9 FM, as well as on TV on 3 Music TV. One more time, welcome to the Pink Month, the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, not only for men. They say that once it's not just chest, you can call them breasts, so men also can suffer breast cancer. This morning, our short clip we played for you, I'm very sure you caught wind of some important tips on there on healthcare with regards to things you can do to even identify if you are developing any signs of breast cancer. But definitely this whole month will be filled with that, so you can always catch on with that information here. But before we jump into convo this morning, real quickly as well, 5,000 Ghana cedis cash prize whilst helping building schools in Ghana, or you can probably win iPhones while helping renovate some local hospital. Well, you can make that happen with mayeko.com. It's MAYEKOO. Now, it's a social impact crowdfunding platform that has teamed up with non-profits to raise funds for essential projects to improve our communities. So every time you support a Mayeko project, you automatically enter to win incredible prizes like cash prizes, iPhones, iPads, and so much more. Now, you'll also be helping fund critical projects like restoring the Labadi Beach, building some schools, renovating some maternity and NICU wards, establishing a mobile social service program, and many more. So just go ahead and donate to on the Mayeko website, and you can actually win some of these prizes. It's a win-win for us, or for everyone if you get involved with mayeko.com. It's also registered with the Ghana Lottery Authority and regulated by NLA on the on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Now, every time you eat, or all of us we eat, okay, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, leading to decay, gum disease, and in some cases foul breath. Now, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter gives your teeth the protection they need, leaving you with 10 times stronger teeth. Now, it is fortified with pro-fluoride and microcalcium ingredients that will seal tiny and invisible holes in your teeth and prevents cavities and keeps your teeth strong and your mouth also very healthy. Now, from the Connect Smart Watch to Afro Shorts, which actually sounds like heaven in your ears, to the Strom headsets that give you the choice of vibing to your best tunes, wired or wireless, they've got you. Now, get the stylish Stud 100 Bluetooth speakers for your outdoor events. Cora is here to meet every single vibe. Now, the best part is that it's got long-lasting battery and stylish enough to meet your fashion sense. It's affordable, it's friendly, and for both Android and iOS. Cora wearables are your ticket to effortless tech savvy living as well. Check out iPlayCora.com and let's redefine your style one beat at a time. Cora is a vibe, like they say. Yes, over the weekend, I'm sure you also went for Akravaganza. If you didn't hear about it, jump on the socials. On 3 Music, we have photos and videos on there for you to check it out. It was a massively exciting event. Congratulations to the organizers for pulling this crazy festival of music, arts, and culture right here in Accra, the Akravaganza. Okay, now 3 Music as well gave you an exciting reason to be at the Akravaganza with Yango. And however, it still continues. Just download Yango if you're a first-time user. Use 3 Music as a promo code. You get 20% off your first 2 rides. How cool is that? And I'll be telling you some way you can win 10,000 Ghana cedis if you're very active on your socials as well. Plus, you can also make music in addition to this and be that winner or grab that 10,000 Ghana cedis as the Fiesta Wrap It Up Challenge. Number 1, produce a 1-minute jingle for Fiesta condoms. 2, make sure you highlight in the jingles at least the 3 variants of Fiesta condoms. Ensure it's well recorded, good sound quality. Develop a captivating dance routine for TikTok challenge, and then submit it all to fiestacondomsgh.com. All right, hurry. And on that note, this morning we are going to talk about Shall I call them the unsung heroes? Or let's say the Global-Trailblazers, the people who are actually doing hard work by putting Ghana on the musical map. Well, their music might not be that commercial for you to enjoy every day on radio, because you'd hardly hear on the radio, but somehow, someway, the international community has accepted them. They are hardly in Ghana. If they come to Ghana, they just come in for a specific project, even though they live here. Well, they're now becoming our Burna Boys, if you understand me. Not in the Afrobeat space. Well, in the Afrobeat space, they're becoming our Burna Boys. They're becoming our Davidos, or they are our Wizkids. But unfortunately, have we ignored them, or do they not promote themselves well enough in Ghana? A big conversation we're going to have this morning. The likes of Wiyala, Rocky Dawuni, Senku Band, Jeduble Ambule. Who else would he help me? Some names there. Jemba Groove, yes. Ayisoba.
Amare, did you mention?
Amare. Quite a number of names there. Is it them who aren't actively engaging themselves back home here, or is it us who have failed to realize what they're doing for us globally? Hence, very little attention. But these brands are making huge waves. Take Wiyala, for example. Now, we've spoken heavily about Wiyala. I'm very sure many platforms have interviewed her, and she shared a lot. If you jump on Wiyala's socials now, if you even go on her X account and you see her photo of the day that she puts up, how do we find her in Ghana? Even if she's in her hometown. Few days, and she's off again, performing on huge stages. Now, recently we saw her perform at Afrima. Was it Afrima?
Afrima, yeah.
Yes, Afrima. Well,
we had that video. Can we play that video? The
I
video,
know, right?
No, the video, not the African video. The video of
her performing on stage.
No, the one with the gentleman making the statements.
Well,
yeah. If that video is ready?
Yeah. So maybe it isn't us only who are talking about this.
Yeah.
Let's hear what this gentleman had to say.
Yes, Abusuafo Ghana wa ye industry no akwete so mo afa bimu no mo agai bimu abaya ya oda ho ye friend Wiyala abaya we friend Wiyala he ne again we be ye wo Ghana anani obe owiase bia media nka ho asem minhu blogger ba akumpa da koro wa postu nia abaya we ya ye e wo ni page da, all because of sesen you see dress no anase sinem ho a wo firi no ntia minim ntia Sanka abaya we bubo naked, eshe pikin ye makeup nkada bia mu be post no ana wakwaya ne to anka mu be post no ba ye ka so bi sell Ghana sa abaya we was sell Ghana ne musicians akese na mo de o mu TV so bo mu din no, because we yala ukọ America ukọ Australia ukọ Canada Europe ba bia ni wo mu nim no emrofo ne buku abaya we for shows. What I say, because I also mrebina me ka say ma me friend Angelina Kidjo say Jos mire finidi no sa ma me nienti a waje Grammys na an appearance se bronyi pesa woto appearance ade a efe na maya no hwehwe no de bronyi na ye nti ono no o pesa owura Africa ma o peya ya culture no bina Wiyala ye no so Ghana bia mo girl wedi na no girl we akọ perform kese se wo Nigeria nso mi hu se media na blogger bi mpa post to abaya no da. What you say? So, oh, dear, friend is saying, me be list the ato so, girlie, na we are say yet tossa, oh, Tigana, nim, or Celia culture, because the dress in any way, no, Gina stage will be so free, almost so free Ghana. And so, I am say, girl, we uncle Yanni to anoint your makeup, one shasha was your near man into brogger beer, no. United showbiz, I know the moment to wash at all in the Mubetina Temsa, most more bois industry, none than a girl will perform me among Kawas away United showbiz. Mention the performance now.
Well, we're not really interested in that side of the convo, but let's just pick up the very, very first part of what he's saying. The unsung global heroes. Like example, I mean, Wiyala has been a conversation on the lips of many media personalities, most pundits, and I cannot vouch for the lips of the fans as well. Because I'm a fan, and I would hardly speak, maybe I find myself even guilty, hardly speak of some of these global unsung heroes on my personal platforms, unless maybe we engage in such conversations. But we want to drill down to understand the reason why it is so. Two sides for us to look at now, and that's what we're going to be basing our conversations on this morning. Number one, in fact, three sides. Number one, Is it the kind of music that these artists are involved or engaged in? May not be the necessary, the very commercial African music that is so enjoyed by the masses, which is the Afrobeats. Number two, is it that these artists are not engaging themselves in local media as well? And when I say local media, engaging themselves with being deliberate on how they sell themselves back home in here in Ghana as well. Or number three, is it a failure on our part to identify that these could be the people who could position us on that global music space that we're always pushing hard to fight in? Even on that, it is slash. Now, if all these artists are getting a certain kind of attention, now you do realize that it is a certain kind of music that is giving them that attention. Is it because they have a true representation or an identity that speaks who are true cultural values? Hence, that is what the West might be interested in. Three areas for us to look at. Ladies and gentlemen, I throw this on to you, and I don't know where each of you will sit in it. I'm very sure one of you will sit in each of the spaces that we've shared. Cyril.
Sir.
What do you say? A female Hello.
It's fame.
It's not you suppliers.
It's fame.
It's surprised.
It's fame.
It was surprise.
I want to kununam.
Huh?
I want to kununam.
What?
That's Ewe.
Yeah, I want to kununam.
What's that? What does that
I'm
mean?
surprised.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
surprised.
surprised.
It
The
wa-
Femi
it
is
wa-
equivalent to I want to kunam. And in French, je suis surpris. Surprise.
I'm sure you saw when you were in California when Tupac was
Yeah,
you were just down the
like,
road.
I heard the gunshots and everything, bro. Like, I heard the dip. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Pep. I was like, no, man. I came out of California for the watch. There's a lady in the corner on the west side.
California, they are going to eat watching.
Yeah, man. So,
Yo.
Yeah.
So where do we sit with this? I don't know where you sit with this. Whether it is just lack
know I'll
of
fight now.
yes. Whether it is the artist not being deliberate and intentional on what their PR game back home. The commercial viability of your music isn't what is also a conversation to be had. Maybe the kind of songs they're doing isn't appealing to the masses, so there's no mass interest. Or is it? I've got a third point, but I'm sure you remember it somehow.
Charlie. It is the money.
It
is the money.
Or the cultural, the identity.
It's the money.
It's what
interests the West.
It's the money. It's the money.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I need to build my house, bro.
First off, I think the smartest musicians, those who move the smartest with their music, are the ones we are talking about now. Those who have found a way to not rely on the local industry and the local audience. I say this because the tour circuit and the international circuit is already a well-structured music world. If you plug into that with the right promoters, with the right A&Rs, with the right label support, you are going forever. Case in point, even Wizkid. Once Wizkid was Ojo Elegba next door. The moment he plugged into the system, we haven't even seen brother in a long time. Burna Boy used to be Burna Boy here, no, up and down. The moment he plugged into the international system, he's not at one place. Even Stonebwoy, until Stonebwoy's international record deal came on. Yes, he was traveling and making moves and tours, but we can all see the difference a record label makes, because Stonebwoy is hardly even at home these days. I think this group of unsung or unpromoted, uncelebrated heroes that we have,
I'm very interested in this conversation.
Are smart because they realize there's an audience somewhere and the audience is not home. So I could stay home and continue and want to be the one to change the industry and make people love me and love us and celebrate us. Or I could go where I am celebrated and I am loved and I can be myself and thrive there. Which is a difficult decision because it's like turning your back on home. Literally. It's like saying, okay, I'm good at something. My house people don't care about it. I could either spend my days trying to convince them, or I could go next door across the street where I'm a hero and leave home. Now, when I say leave home, I use it in a loose context. But take, for example, Wiala. There's a story I am privy to and somebody I'm close with. Wiala started out on a reality TV show.
Yeah.
A pop show. Like the way any of our
even
pop
she
stars.
lost and went back, I think,
Yes,
twice.
yes, a pop show like the way Kiddy and everybody was on a pop show, right? Pop music, singing these covers, this contemporary music. I think she had a weave on or a perm or something. She was a very quote unquote regular pop star in the making. But somewhere along the line, there was an awakening of, okay, I can do all these things, but is it really who I am? Is it really what I want to promote? Is it really what I want to sell to my people? Because there's this other thing that I'm good at. That is my culture, it's my tradition, it's my life. I could show the world two things: what I'm good at pretending to be, and who I really am. And from day one, she made that decision. Mm-hmm. And in making that decision, you now have to choose an audience that's going to support that decision. So let's be honest. When Wiala broke out on the scene first, was the Ghanaian media loving and caring and supportive? No. We all heard what was said in the kind of reportage and whatever around it. But guess what? Outside of Ghana, it was a marvel. It was something people loved to see. It was something people wanted to put on stages, and people wanted to put on tours. And even on an African level, on a continental level, her nominations and accolades pile up. Right?
I have a question now.
Yeah.
So how would you explain the Kina-Yusuba Atongo phenomenon, where, you know, they were able to have some kind of commercial success locally, and they are still touring? Kina-Yusuba is still touring. Yeah. Atongo, I think Atongo of In Heaven There Is No Beer. Yeah. He's also touring, right? Yeah. So what do you think went wrong with the Wiala?
No, nothing went wrong. Wiala has a lot of local success, and she's performed in Ghana several times. In many stages that Wiala has shut down, from big events.
But we will agree that she's not commercially popular.
No, I'll disagree.
No, when I say she's not commercially popular, you know what I mean? Like that's why I use Ayusoba.
Yeah,
as an example.
Ayusoba is also not commercially
guys,
popular.
with Wiala, when she was starting,
everybody knows Wiala.
Guys, when Wiala was starting, she did a lot in Ghana before she moved out. Maybe in the first 2, 3, 4 years of her career, she was mainly in Ghana. So if we say she wasn't commercially popular.
See, that's why I used an example.
Give me 2 Ayusoba songs for your
I want to see my father.
Exactly. I knew, and then the second one is.
I don't remember the second one.
Exactly. Everybody knows when you mention Ayusoba. Nobody can tell you even an album name.
But what song?
Tell me an album name of Ayusoba.
But what song do you know of Wiala? What song do you know for Wiala?
I'll be biased. I work with Wiala. So if you ask me, I would be biased.
What song do you know of Wiala?
I do not know the titles, but I know the song.
You can sing along.
You sing something.
Exactly. So this is you've made my point for me.
No, that's what I'm saying. Top of mind.
You are confusing. No, you are confusing the fact that we all know. I want to see you, my father, because we all seen it, laughed with it, enjoyed it.
And it was popular
at that time, bro, because of how unique it was.
What song do you know?
You are confusing that for
what song do you know about Patapa?
Patapa.
I bet you wondering what
It's not even a song.
No, don't mind him. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. What do you know?
That interview wasn't busy.
What song do you know about Patapa? It's one corner. Patapa has other songs. He has songs with.
What is that word? No.
Okay, so what's the point? I'm lost with the
point.
My point
here.
is, yeah.
We are talking about, because we're talking about Wiala, I was just trying to situate it in such a way that, yes, we know Wiala because we've had conversations about Wiala in these, markets that she's performing to, foreigners, white people, whatnot. Like he said, she also came from a pop, competitive music platform and so on and so forth. But people like Ayusoba, they didn't come from that side of things. So they actually came as artists who we came to love, and we also promoted their songs locally. And top of mind awareness, when you talk about Kina-Yusuba, you can sing the song.
2005, 2007.
I want to see my father, and I'm saying that let's get the average Ghanaian right now and say,
the reason
sing
why
a Wiala song for me.
Also, the reason why you like the you think Kina-Yusuba has that commercial whatever locally is because in 2007 at the VGMAs. That was the year that he was promoted most locally, and that song was promoted locally. But there's something that catalyst.
Very
good. Listen.
So what songs have Yala been able to promote locally?
Lots of songs.
That? Like what?
The one with
there's this song.
There's one that she even.
The titles are just what's.
You see, because you're an industry person, I'll be biased. But the song you're looking for is "Rock My Body."
Yes, very good. No. I knew it was wrong something.
There's another one.
That's the Annie.
That's because you're an industry person. I will know. But I'm just saying that today.
You are not getting my point. King, are you so best? I want to see you, my father. Right? Let us be honest.
What's funny?
It was funny.
Rock My Body.
No, Rock My Body is not funny. But again, what we can even think about is what did she do?
We are confusing. We are mixing apples and tangerines.
No, we are not.
Listen. King Ayuso Best, I want to see you, my father, was not sonically appealing to every Ghanaian, especially not Ghanaian. Let me land. People were not playing this because the song be dope.
It was why
were people playing? That is why
there was an. I am sorry I have to say this. Listen, I'm sorry I have to say this, and I stand to be corrected. But there was an extent of humor and ridicule to why we made noise about that song, and radio hosts, media pundits, DJs, whoever used the song on that leverage. Similar to how they used One Corner.
Right.
Nobody took One Corner as a serious song.
Yeah, but
we took One Corner as the equivalent of
serious songs seriously.
Let me land my point. So Ayuso Best, I want to see you, my father, got into rotation and into the open space because of that, not because of his musicalness to the Accra audience. Fast forward, VGMA had this best traditional song, traditional. There was a category that fit traditional, blah blah blah. And of course, after celebrating and laughing along with this song for a whole year, it's on every radio station. Everybody can sing it off the top of their lips. And mind you, the only part of the song that anybody can sing is "I want to see you, my father." What comes after that? Nobody knows.
Evening time.
See,
my point is,
and
do you remember when he started? Listen, do you know they were laughing at that?
I'm coming on.
Do you know?
I'll come to it. I'm saying that.
Boss,
the song.
Camera to J Foley. Do you know?
No, who was laughing? I need to know why we are saying people were laughing with.
They laughed.
Like, what were they laughing at? What were they laughing about?
No, I think there was a sense of some humor in the
song. Accent.
Yes,
exactly. But aside that,
not getting you.
But I'm saying that King Ayuso granted interviews where
like,
he explained.
They're just being naughty.
Where he explained.
I know. Listen, you understand what Cyril is saying.
But you also understand what I'm saying.
You understand what Cyril is saying.
No Ghanaian DJ or radio show host picked up King Ayuso's song on the virtue of I love the instrumentation. No, but bro, I love his voice. Bro, I love the message.
That is the failure on the part of the people who play the song who are not musically inclined.
That is what.
But that song, on second thoughts, that song. It's actually a great musical masterpiece.
Why should it be on second thoughts? That's my point.
That's what I'm
saying. Because the people playing it don't have the background.
Yeah,
they don't have that background or
if you let me lie, you help us.
Music knowledge.
I put it to you that you also know that Ayuso's story behind the song, which he granted in many interviews, was the fact that the song was about a deadbeat dad. That was what also pushed the song further. It's not just because it was "I want to see you, my father." When he was granted interviews, he had the opportunity to explain why the song was written the way it was written. Moving forward or fast forward, he went on to perform in other music markets across the globe. So if we are using Riala as a precedent, we've seen some.
I'm not using Riala as a president. I don't like the fact that we are crucifying Riala as the face of Ghanaian international.
No, but I mean, she's a name you mentioned.
No, I was making a point. That's why I said let me finish, because I don't want us to crucify Riala. Please.
We're not crucifying her though. We're not crucifying her.
Riala has had.
It's possible to have that kind of commercial.
Riala has had her time on the local scene with lots of locally played songs, right? Now what I am saying is there's a whole thing about the more authentic and traditional and culturally relevant a song style is, genre, performative, artist branding, the more we ignore it on the locals, on our local media scene, Are you getting me? The more the person wear batakari and his hometown beats and sings in his home language and whatever, doesn't matter. We don't look at it, period. That is what I'm saying. But that same branding that we ignore because it looks whatever to us is thriving out there. My understanding of the discussion is why are we blind to that which is authentic to us, right? And allowing it to thrive outside without giving the people, even from a distance, the relevant support and praise. Case in point, Amare. Amare is an anomaly, right? Amare started in this same town, right? But because she wasn't doing the things that the gatekeepers, she wasn't checklisting on the gatekeepers' checklist. She was doing her own thing. The media, consciously or unconsciously, blackballs Amare. Maybe in the last year or two that
it's the black balls for me.
Yeah, you understand? Maybe in the last year or two that they've opened up and everybody's trying to be cool now and mentioning Amare like they've been supporting her from way back. But
no, of course, you know the reverse of success and the success story of.
And that's why we went to bring Frizzy McBones and he lost. Because when Frizzy McBones was in Ghana, Ghana Boxing Association didn't sign him and give him the license.
But that happens.
It was amazing.
But that happens a lot, guys.
If we
are being honest, it happens a lot where we will not accept that maybe an Amare is an X type of artist, but then once she goes out there and then she blows up, then we start.
So are you guys? I want to understand where you guys are. You guys saying that
whether she's Ghanaian or not?
It is just as I sit on the point that it's just us here ignoring them, because I give 3 instances of where what could be the reason why these global trailblazers are not being recognized that much back home. Is it that one
they are promoted? I think they are promoted enough to enter the media cycle. The media just doesn't, because to think about it, we've had people,
because they do kind of songs. They do songs that are not necessarily commercial music.
Why did
except maybe the likes of and I shouldn't even say that because the Senku band and Co would play all kinds of music.
But they are touring and they're still making money.
What was Patapa's breakout song?
It was the One Corner song.
One Corner. Why did One Corner enter the media cycle?
I think it was
it
was the humor attached to it.
And it was because of the dance as well. Yeah, it came up with some dance.
Okay. What other one-off or humorous titles do we have?
Right now, what I'm seeing is Nipa no ya Cobra.
Okay, that's the kind of.
Which one is that?
Oh, you haven't
I've
seen
never heard it before.
Oh, Nipa no ya Cobra.
That's the kind of thing you want to perform. Who?
Bro, I don't know where that song came from, but
so that's
for some reason it's catchy song.
So
but why?
Nipa no ya Cobra.
So I realized that all these artists, like Cyril mentioned, who are dressing, whose fashion sense is very, very Ghanaian, authentic, very, very original.
Their lyrics, their tonation,
and all that
accent.
are the ones that are getting the
international audience.
We said before, you can never sound more hip hop than those out there.
Leave hip hop alone. Just say foreign.
You can never sound more R&B than those out there. And the reason why even Afrobeat is thriving today is because what we are doing, they have never done it before.
I on a platform, one of our legends, one of our music icons, made a statement yesterday on a platform that I'm on that something that caught my eye and I had to investigate myself. And after a few hours of digging online and paying attention to it, I realized it was true. Think about it. Alpha Blondy, Rocky Dawuni, a lot of people got a lot of international recognition. But our legend, Kojo, as much as he got international recognition, it was international recognition by Ghanaians, not international recognition. And the reason the person presupposed was the fact that the music style was very R&B, reggae style, and you can.
I don't think that
was
no, but I don't think that matters whether I was R&B or whatever.
No, it's not the R&B of it. What I'm saying is that there's going international, where somebody in Uzbekistan picks up your music just because the music they be. Then there's going international where Ghanaians in Uzbekistan want to listen to your song.
So you are saying that for years, all of our diaspora, acceptance have actually come from the Ghanaian community in the diaspora.
That's the argument.
No, for Kojo and Chio.
No, not for Kojo
in general.
In general, think about it. Your daddy Lumba was listening to that Lumba, not Ghanaians. I'm not saying it's
no.
the
I mean,
no.
You definitely have what you're saying. You definitely have some foreigners listening to the music, but majority of the listeners.
When you say that Nuba was an international artist, right?
It was for Ghanaians outside.
It was for Ghanaians outside.
Right.
So once again, it's just a matter of where the music is being played. So there's Ghanaians somewhere, and we've seen that even ripple into modern day successes where we keep saying that some people go out and you say they go do tour, but the tour it's still Ghanaians in some venue, and all those talks. So exploring that compared to people like Senkuba, I have a long list here. Let me go through the list. People like Pat Thomas and the Kwashibu Arena Band, Fra, Santrophi, KOG, Onipa, Wiala, Ayusoba, Jemba Groove, Berima, Mo, Ebo Taylor, Steve Atembire and the Los Men, Chicheku, Lamisi, Atongo Zimba.
These ones are not just performing to Ghanaians.
These people are performing music to international music audiences, going to all white concerts with 20,000 people, and who are jamming to their songs. And I watched. I think I sent you Jemba Groove, and I told you listen in the car.
Yeah.
Go and watch Jemba Groove performance. See how many black people you see inside.
Pat Thomas performed at.
Pat Thomas as well. He's done that a few times back.
So you get the argument. It's different that Cyril they go perform for UK. You go I be Ghanaians again. It's international, but. I
feel like it goes both ways, right? To an extent, it seems like when these artists move out of Ghana, they just seem to forget that when they do these things, they should also push it to the gatekeepers who will, amplify it. Because sometimes you may be playing somewhere that we do not know about, right? We've not probably
someone's
heard
argument would
about
be that we do sing for
we do. I'll come to
that.
that.
Are not
no, I'll come to that. Okay. Absolutely, I'll come to that. But you see, there should be some intentionality about pushing your music and then also doing your PR, right? So, okay, we do it for other people. Let's say, fine, Beyonce is on tour and then we are doing it for Beyonce. Because Beyonce is big to an extent that you may not be able to say that you haven't heard it. But for a Wiala going to play, somewhere in maybe Norway, we've not heard about it. Has she or has her team spoken to, even one media person in Ghana? You don't expect it to be picked up if it's not in any news feed. If no one is snooping on the internet, probably maybe seeing it on a CNN that Wiala is performing, how are we going to know? Do you understand? I feel like there should be an intentionality.
So let me add this to
the
that.
Fact that
they share on their socials. Wiala is always active on her X, for example. Shares on her socials but it is the picking up of the information.
Exactly. Because some people, I know that some people have maybe a team of bloggers or a team of media personalities they push their content to constantly, right? Are we doing that? Where are we losing it? Yeah, I get it that when popular people, when bigger or Hollywood musicians and all of that are doing tours, they don't send us content. Yes, I understand that. But also is because we may not be able to ignore that. However, again, if a Wiala is doing it somewhere, if Kenaisoba is doing it somewhere, is he informing us that he's doing it? When was the last time you saw Kenaisoba doing anything or posting something about his tour on his socials? Do you understand? I feel like they also should be able to reach to the people and not totally disconnect from the Ghanaian crowd in Ghana as well. Yeah, we understand. You are pushing your music and
when your
everything
music the
outside.
The kind of music that easily appeals to the masses.
Yes, there shouldn't be a disconnect.
Mass interest.
There shouldn't be a disconnect.
Even if the hot bounce.
Even if like we didn't accept it initially, there should not be a disconnect. If you've gone out there, you should also remember that there is home, right? Yeah.
I was going to talk about the hot bounce. The hot bounce here is when you are currently hot and you are doing things outside the country, PR is more or less automatic. So I give, for example, when Black was started playing shows, on other stages outside the country, the excitement, the energy, the urgency, the quickness with which, media houses will pick the content and then amplify. No disrespect to his team who are constantly sending materials to have them posted, but I'm just saying
they are, aren't they?
Yes,
thank
you. But I'm just saying that even with that, it's as a result of the hot bounce, because there are some artists who are equally sending material to the media houses and they're not posting it. And that's fact. The last time, I think, was it episode? No, it wasn't episode. Jupiter. Jupiter shared his experience here, that when he goes out there, he shares some of these things and they don't post them. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's because he's currently not the eye of the people. Or he's currently not
but
the
that
eye
shouldn't
of the,
matter.
So that's where we also need to come in. At some point in time, we also need to take the responsibility of the fact that we haven't been fair in amplifying a balanced reportage.
Can I ask that does the politics of the game, of the showbiz space, have an effect, on relationships with some of these superstars, and whether there's need for? I mean, let me just say bluntly, like I do remember when there was the little incident between, which went public between, let's say, 3 Music, as founder, and was it King Promise? I think King Promise. That some of these political, showbiz political issues also affect the, the relationship that, or the intentionality on some of these media houses, going all out to want to push some of these stars. So, for example, I do recall what happened between Jupiter, as you mentioned his name, Jupiter, and Hits FM to the point in time. Yes. That back and forth. So the question is, will Hits want to do anything with Jupiter unless, if the issue weren't resolved between Tiny and Hits again? I mean, would Tiny want to do anything for Hits, or would Hits want to do anything for Tiny? And some of these things, because at the end of the day, some of these artists are the ones that are carrying the real flags out there. Wiyala came under some heavy fire at a point in time on something. I think she had. There was an incident that happened.
Let me just read this.
Okay.
From somebody, our own beat menace, sending me something. It says Ayisoba was popular only for his one song, "I Want to See You, My Father," and won Artist of the Year at the Vodafone Music Awards. But that was how many years ago? He released 4 or more commercially successful albums, but the same audience ignored all of them. The same media, everything, like 4 successful albums that got him to perform on tours and even share the stage with the Rolling Stones. None of it made Ghanaian press. Sun Trophy, who performs locally as well, who we know, have also topped charts 4 consecutive times across Europe in world music category. They've performed in South Korea, no news. People argue that it's bad PR, but Beyonce, they pay PR people for Ghana. It's a problem of culture policy first. There's a lot to be said why these things aren't as visible as we think they ought to be.
But hold on with that thing. Beatman, let me just come in with a point that he just made. And would we be surprised that the likes of these Beyoncés deliberately plug their music at places that would be, if not necessarily on our radio stations, in our spaces where it will be in our faces?
I wouldn't be surprised. I also have a question for you in return of that.
I'm done with my question.
If the media can push Ayisoba to the point where he wins the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, I don't know if it was Artist of the Year or Song of the Year or whatever that song was, to that apex of Ghanaian music, how does he go from that to drop 4 international award-winning albums, perform on multiple tour stages, including on stage with the Rolling Stones, and the same press ignored all that?
I did not want to answer the question. I didn't want to bring this question in because I want to save it for one of our big conversations, and only maybe when we look into it, is what is the Ghanaian music taste?
You understand? Because we are saying,
let's cook Ghana music. Let's cook.
What does it taste
like?
What tastes like beans?
Cook a Ghana music song. I don't want to say Ghana song.
Recipe,
no. A Ghana recipe, music recipe. Let's cook it and let's see what everybody want to put in there and see if we'll come out. We'll come out with. No, you see. I know you might say America, there's pop, there's this, there's that, but there's something that runs through all of it. Okay, country music, pop. I mean,
bro, I think, and I start to be corrected, but I think based on the songs that I have seen gain commercial success in this country, the thin line that runs through all the songs is humor. That I know. If the song has, a sprinkle of humor in there,
and that's why I asked what's the Ghanaian music, because when you ask an artist to go into the studio now and do a song for you, you are likely going to get a very not
social
deep,
media,
not deep. I beg you, this has to choose very carefully, but not deep, lack of substance and material
compatible
music.
It's true.
Love.
The word you're looking for is
love. If it's love, it is described in
It's
a very,
true,
very.
because bro, there are a lot of
Your lips are nice,
bro. It's true because you see,
your body.
You see,
feels
the last time when Kiddy
When I
was
look at your
here,
eye,
I see your waist.
when Kiddy was here, Kiddy actually revealed what actually goes through their minds when they're selecting a song to promote. And he says that they often reserve the deep songs, quote unquote, on the album. They leave such songs on the album.
Yeah.
But the one that
you
understand, but the one that needs to go out
fans'
there,
taste.
you understand.
I
So
feel like it's
that
a
commercial
blend,
song
really.
will bring you to the album to
Speaking of
enjoy the rest
commercial
of the
songs,
songs.
do you know the category king I used to buy one? Most popular song of the year.
Yeah, but one corner.
Relax, so let me
Why do you think Patapa was upset? One corner did not win
Didn't
popular
win,
song of the
yeah.
year.
let me build my Lego. Let me put my Lego down.
We have 3 minutes.
No problem. I'll use 2 of them. If the song was big enough and the artist was big enough to win Song of the Year, most popular song of the year, does that person need to go and be chasing media again? If the person has done it, the work.
Coke still
the person-
advertises, please.
Listen, no.
Thank
I'm not
you,
co-
and
no,
it
no,
was
what
a
I'm-
time.
I didn't say he should go and sleep and the media should chase him and beg him. But I'm saying that if you have awarded Jay Foley as
Shall I not collect award before? So if they talk about that.
best radio presenter of Ghana of the
Amen.
year.
Amen.
Right? And
Shit.
Foley win-
Thank you
and
very
Foley
much for
wins
this
it.
award.
Is it not in the media's interest to find out that 2 years later, what's Foley doing? How has he progressed?
But if
As
2
a-
years
as a
later
media-
Foley is doing something, the media
You don't
doesn't
get it
have
though.
to chase
Ma-
after that.
it's
Like
like-
it will be out there.
Okay, no problem. You be telling me.
Yeah, it will be out. It will be out there.
Listen,
Honestly,
it's a
like
balance-
it was
I
a
think it's a
time.
balance
Do you
of all.
understand? It was a time. At the time that he won it, it was a time. It was a moment, right? After that, did he have other? Yes, maybe he had other songs. But what happened to it? Did the people also move on from Kinaisuba? Did we move on from his type of song? Right? Did we not want to finish exhausting? I want to see you, my father. Enough.
Let me
to move on.
let
Like
me
there are
ask
just so
let me
many
ask
things
let me ask a
that
quick
come
question.
into play
One
when
Love
it comes to
Kubolo.
this.
One Love Kubolo. What's that one song that you know about One Love
I
Kubolo?
can't say the title on radio.
What's one song?
Smallest time.
Smallest time. Smallest time. Smallest time.
Yeah.
Lenny, what's it?
Same.
Mine,
I can't say the title on radio.
mine was
Smallest
Kokonsa.
time.
Because he says he's releasing a new
There's
Mine was
Kokonsa as well. True.
Libi, libi, laba, 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 Kokonsa.
Gossiping.
That's
Kokonsa. Yeah.
that's
yeah,
mine. You
that
get
as
me.
well.
So even at the end of the day, you realize that you have an audience that would actually follow you from your hit song, all right, to your other songs that you release, whether they become hits or not. But the media will always play what's commercial and what's hot, because they need to get listeners to listen to their radio station or get viewers to watch their TV station. So if your song is going to get them eyeballs and ears, they will do it.
Hot versus substance. What is the Ghanaian music taste? These are convos we'll be having definitely later on the show. But our time is up. We have to just bring the curtains to a close here. Before we do, people are winning big on 590 mobile by just dialing star 959 hash and selecting the game of the day. Like today being Monday, it's Monday special all the way to Sunday as Seda. Hurry up. Play the game right now. Always don't forget to take responsibly. It's not for persons below the age of 18. And like they say, 590 mobile at that 17. Yes, and also Bang & Olufsen. Well, you can pass by the office or the showroom today if you can. It's on Atlantic Towers, Liberation Road. And you can catch those Drew-worthy new electronic gadgets like home theater speakers, headphones, TV sets, and soundbar products, because they are always on release Monday to Sunday. Month on month, year on year, day on day. On that note, our time is up. We have to go, and hope you've enjoyed our Monday edition of Culture Daily. You're back again for Tuesday all the way till Friday. Stick and stay with us. Don't go away.